Hey guys, welcome to the RoundTable. This is episode 106, and I am Jenny Walker, the social media ministry leader here at Life Church. And this is Mike Hill. He is our lead pastor. And sitting in between us is my aunt, Candy Smith.
Yay!
Yay! This is fun.
Yeah, it's cool that you guys know each other.
Yeah, we know each other.
You know me?
No, meaning that like it's going to be Jenny could just lead the whole podcast. That's what I'm saying. Jenny, this could be your coming out party.
No, this can be yours.
Huh?
You're really good at it.
No, I'm saying like you would easily be able to say.
Yeah, but that could be scary.
That could be scary.
Is it like
could
some
be.
of the things that she might ask you?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, tell us a little bit about you. What are you doing? What do you love to do?
Okay.
What are you passionate about? What's your favorite movie?
Those are like a ton of questions.
Okay, how about this one? What's your favorite movie?
Okay.
Ooh, that might be hard for you.
No, it wouldn't.
Really?
I
But you
love
all of them.
Shawshank Redemption.
Ooh.
Seriously?
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I
Why?
love that. I
Why?
don't know. It's just so intriguing. I don't know. I like all of those murder things, like what you like.
Yeah.
too.
Right?
I do. I told you she's just like me. I do though. I love all the murder
Yeah,
things.
documentaries.
I just started watching that Duggar one though. That
Oh,
Kayla
I
told me about.
finished.
So,
Yeah.
so you love
Yeah.
all the murder things. So you
Yeah.
love all the Jews that were murdered. It's so good to watch it. And
Yeah.
Shawshank
don't like
Redemption.
Hey, fun fact about Shawshank Redemption. I just saw this documentary on Netflix. It's called Happy Jail. And I don't know if you
Happy
remember.
who?
Happy Jail.
Okay.
So it's in the Philippines, and these people dance like the whole entire jail.
In the jail, they dance.
Yes, they dance,
I gotta
and they
watch
with
that.
Thriller.
Is it a documentary?
Yeah,
Okay.
about this jail, but they went viral in like 2003, 2004 of the whole entire jail pretty much doing the Thriller dance.
Okay.
And
help
they
me-
get to dance.
So Jenny, help me understand this because this
What?
is what I love about you. So we're talking about Shawshank Redemption, and you go, you know what goes
I know
along with
why.
goes along with
why.
Shawshank Redemption
Yeah, you know
is
why. I
the
know why. Let me
Filipino
tell.
jail.
Let me tell why she did that.
Okay.
Because Shawshank Redemption is about a jail.
Well, no, they dance.
Okay,
no.
maybe not.
They dance in Shawshank Redemption at the end.
What are you talking about?
Yes, they do. They do. They dance in Shawshank. Wait,
no,
what
you're
is
thinking about a
Shawshank?
different. They don't dance. They're in jail and it blows up.
Yes,
It
they
blows
do.
up.
Yes, they
Oh,
do.
I'm
They
sorry,
don't dance.
Jenny.
That's
seriously,
what they said in the documentary.
seriously.
No, it's
what
not a documentary.
No,
It's a show.
No, I know the Philippines. It's a movie.
Dude, I'm watching it. I don't think they
It's a
did.
movie.
Jenny, I love
She's
you.
losing it. Okay, so I also like We Are the Millers, which is a complete opposite. Have you ever watched
Wait
that?
a second.
We Are the
I
Millers.
don't know
Is
what
the
that
We Are
is.
the Millers one where they go camping?
Yes.
That's right. With
Oh
the
my gosh, I love
convict,
that.
With, the
With
convict.
Jennifer Aston.
Yes.
Aniston.
Aston.
Yeah.
Or Ashton?
Or Ashton.
Either
Said
one.
Aston.
Just Jennifer.
Okay.
Yeah, I love that one too. I could watch that one every day.
Yeah.
Every day of my life. When he's got that tattoo on, it says no regrets.
Yes.
Yeah. I actually ordered one for a party one
You
time.
did?
Yeah, but it came across
Oh.
backwards, so I couldn't put it on. So
Oh.
yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, I just
Yeah.
think it's funny because when people talk about the movies they love, it tells a little bit about them. But
I
for
don't do
you,
drugs.
no,
Or
no,
sell
I'm saying
them.
no. I meant like funny the how your mind would work. Shawshank Redemption, right? Like this guy that spends his whole wealth rescuing Jews,
Yeah.
putting them in factories. To We Are the Millers,
No, wait, got the wrong movie
Yeah.
too.
huh?
You've got the wrong movie too.
Okay, what is Shawshank Redemption?
Shawshank Redemption is they're in a jail.
Yep.
They're in a jail.
I
and
don't
he's
know Shawshank Redemption.
Okay, you need to
Never
watch
seen
it.
it?
I'm
No.
not going to tell you then. You
no,
need to watch
say
it.
because I don't watch.
No,
the-
it's a really
It's
good
a really,
movie.
really good
What's it
movie.
about then? Do I
It's just
wanna
about
watch it?
jail.
about?
No, it's about a jail, and they break out of the jail, and this guy is behind the jail, and he's a really rich man, and I don't want to tell you because if you watch it, it'll ruin it. Anyways, he's worked his way. He's built a tunnel, yeah, out of the jail, and he's like getting back at all the people in like that have wronged the government or whatever. I think what happened? Something
I
happened.
don't remember.
I don't know, but anyways, it ends up that he gets blown up because they figure out that he's
Blown
in the
up.
jail. Yeah, and so they put the bomb that he put somewhere else. They put it back underneath his jail thing. So when he comes back in, he gets blown up.
Yep.
It's a good show.
It
Though.
really is. I watched the first time I ever seen that was in jail.
It's a really good show.
It is.
Okay, so tell us something else about you.
I just turned 60 this year,
Wow.
Yeah.
so I did pictures for my 60th.
Yes, you did.
It was a lot of fun. I did a cake smash.
A what?
A cake smash, like a little baby has, where they have a cake and they smash it in their face. So I did a cake smash.
She had a whole photo shoot
Yes.
for her 60th
yeah.
birthday.
I did
Meaning like you
Multiple-
smashed your face in it, like
no,
yourself?
I put it in my face in one of the pictures, but no.
Okay.
And then I did a.
She had multiple changes.
I did.
of
I had
outfits.
several. And so then I had a
Woodstock?
Like, are you a model by nature or something? Or?
apparently.
I mean, is that-
I don't know.
Well, no, you were also celebrating not only your 60th, but your weight loss.
Oh yeah, I've lost 125 pounds.
what?
Yeah.
Yep.
How?
Yep. I had gastric sleeve surgery in August.
Okay.
So yeah. So
I
that's how
have no idea what you're talking about.
Okay.
Yes, you do.
What?
they like cut your stomach in half so you can't eat as much. So yeah, so I had gastric sleeve surgery. So then you eat like small amounts and then you gradually work yourself up to eat. Like now I can eat whatever I want. You know, I can eat whatever.
Is it possible that your stomach gets bigger?
Yes.
Your stomach does get bigger, especially if you drink pop. Pop makes your stomach, like I can't drink soda ever the rest of my life. I mean, I could, but I'm not going to
Because soda
it
does
stretches
what?
your stomach.
The carbon.
Yeah.
Is that
Yeah.
what it is?
Really?
So yeah, but that's not really why I got my pictures. I got my pictures because I lost my weight for my pictures.
Oh.
So because I wanted to get my pictures taken when I was 60 and I didn't want them to be
For
super,
Kayla.
like, not for Kayla, for me.
Oh.
No, she was like, she didn't want me to do it.
Your-
She didn't,
your
yeah, she was
daughter.
embarrassed. She didn't want me to do it.
Why?
Sorry, Kayla.
Why?
I think it's embarrassing. She's like, you're an adult. Why are you getting pictures taken of yourself when you're 6? But when it was done, she loved them.
And
Okay.
she got some with you.
Yeah, she did get one with me, which
Okay.
she had planned on doing it. Remember that one?
Okay.
Yeah, she got some funny ones taken with me.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's, yeah, I hadn't heard of that. Like 60, yeah, you get them when you're 60.
Yeah, it was fun. Well, I don't know if anybody else does, but I just decided I was going to do it.
That's kind of who you are, free
Yes.
spirit.
Yes.
is.
Do whatever
oh,
you wanna-
absolutely.
That is exactly who I am.
Yep.
Yeah. Has that been your whole life? Always been a free spirit?
Yeah, I think so, don't you?
the whole night that I've known you.
Yeah.
That I've been here.
Okay,
yes.
well, since
You've
you've been
always-
around.
Yeah.
I think so. I think so. I have one daughter and 5 grandchildren, one who passed away of SIDS, and the other 2 are twins, 2 sets of twins. And I've never been married. So, yes, I was a heathen and got pregnant before I was married. If you want to know if you're figuring that out right now.
Yeah, he is. It's going off in his mind.
No,
right
my
now.
mind was just like, because I was going to ask you, was your husband a part of the 60th? So,
Oh, no, obviously he wasn't. He's horrible. He doesn't help me with anything. He doesn't
Okay.
do my lawn. He doesn't pay my bills.
okay,
Terrible.
so,
Yeah.
I mean, do you mind explaining how that, like, did
How
you
I didn't get
adopt?
married? Or?
No, I mean, were you pregnant and just didn't
No,
get
I
married?
got pregnant to get married because I thought,
You what?
and I don't want to say anything bad about him because I've never talked bad about him.
No,
I
I-
won't. He's my daughter's dad.
Okay.
So Curtis, I'm not talking bad about him. Anyways, but yeah. So I got pregnant and I thought 2 wrongs don't make a right. He was doing drugs
Okay.
and I didn't want that around my daughter.
Okay.
So I moved back home to Indiana. I lived in Florida.
Okay.
And so I moved back home to Indiana and he kind of got it back together. And he's actually was like a pastor. Like he has like a, I don't know what it is, but yeah, he has some I don't know what he has. But anyways, and so he kind of got his life back together again and moved back up here. And we were together for a while, but then he started doing drugs again. And I was like, sayonara.
Okay. So,
Sayonara. Wait, I can't even say it.
so how'd you end up in Florida?
I moved there.
Okay.
My friend
just
Christy.
for fun.
No, my friend Christy, who lives in Florida.
Okay.
She wanted me to come down, so I moved down with her.
Okay.
Just because that's how I am. I moved to
Free
Indy.
spirit.
Yeah, I moved to Indy. I got a job in Indy. I moved there, and then I moved to Florida. Yeah.
Okay. So you get to Florida, you meet this guy,
Mhm.
right?
Yep.
Gets
He was
pregnant.
my boss.
Okay.
Yeah.
I never knew that.
Yep. He's 5 years
Wow.
younger than me.
Oh, wow.
I'm like a cougar.
Yeah. For sure.
Okay. So you get pregnant. You
Yeah.
guys don't get married, but
No.
but you wanted to marry him. Kind
yeah.
of.
I mean, I would have married him if I would have thought that he was right for me.
Okay.
I think if he wasn't doing drugs, I probably would have married him, but I didn't want that life for my daughter.
Right.
You know, and he had a past and I didn't feel like he was over that past
Right.
and I didn't want that. And
Was he doing drugs when you met him?
he was, but I didn't know it,
Oh, really? Like
Mhm.
he was a
Yeah.
functioning.
which makes me mad at myself because I'm a detective.
Yeah.
Like I'm like at heart, I am like a core detective.
Okay.
And so it made me mad at myself. I mean, I think I knew he was doing like smoking weed, but I didn't know that he was doing hardcore drugs. And it
Okay.
wasn't until I got pregnant and I asked him and he told me no. And his friend laughed. And I said, okay, give it up, man. I'm pregnant.
Right.
Yeah.
And so then he told me.
So is that again? This is off the subject, but now I'm interested. Is it that easy to do hardcore drugs and people not know?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
I think I knew that he might be, but I didn't want to believe it.
Huh.
And I think that's kind of like how people are. Sometimes they kind of know, but they don't really want to accept it,
Mhm.
Okay.
you know? And otherwise, I wouldn't have asked when I
Right.
was pregnant, okay, are you doing drugs?
Right.
If I didn't kind of think that was happening.
Right.
But it was a different life down there. It's way different than it is here. I mean, everything is more, I mean, people stand outside and smoke weed outside the restaurants, you know? It's like, yeah.
In Florida, they
Yeah.
did then?
Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
So it wasn't even like, it was just a different world down there. Everybody's different. It's like a hodgepodge.
Which part of
people.
Florida were you in? Miami?
Boca Raton, land of the blue hairs.
I have no idea what that is.
Yeah.
Old people with blue hair.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, so you moved back and he follows you?
Yeah, he came back and worked here for a couple
He was a
years.
pastor here?
No, he wasn't a pastor. He was
Oh.
before I knew him, I think he was a pastor. I don't know what he did, but he did something. He has some sort of degree with something. I don't know. I don't remember. It's been a long time. My daughter's 29. Come on, give me a break.
No,
I don't have anything to do with him.
no, that's okay. So you get
Okay.
back, you decide he's not going to do it. Now I just have
Yeah.
again,
I
off the subject
can't
question.
do it. I had to break up with him.
No,
yeah.
I know, but why stay single?
You know, I could have gotten married a couple of times, but the truth is, I loved being with just my daughter.
Okay.
Like it was fun. And my mom would tell me, Candy, you don't want to be alone your whole life. You know, you need to do something besides her. And I didn't listen to her because I really loved it. And
Okay.
then she got in competitive cheer and I took her to that. And I was just always overwhelmed with her and our life together. And it was fine. Now
Okay.
looking back, and I also was really worried about like people who didn't coming into her life who might molest her. That was just something that scared me. And so I didn't want to like have a stepdad who would come in and hurt her. And so I just chose not to. And looking back, I think it would have helped her to have a father because her dad didn't have anything to do with her.
Okay.
So I think it would have really helped her
Mhm.
to have that person.
Can I ask you another off the subject
Sure,
question?
go for it.
So what is it, because this interests me, like what is it that you would think that having a father would have helped her with? Not of anything that's bad for her, but what is
no.
that? What would have that father figure done that you think that, because I don't think this is rare,
Yeah.
right? For young women to
I
grow up
don't
without
know.
a
I
father
just-
figure.
I just think it would have been nice for her to have a father. She didn't know what a father was like. I had a good father,
Mhm.
and I knew what it was like to have a father, and she didn't know what that was like. I mean, she still had a father,
Sure.
but he didn't. Now they're close. Now they have a relationship.
Oh,
But
really?
yeah.
He's around here again?
no, he lives in Florida.
Oh,
But
got
they
it.
talk,
Oh.
you know, and stuff. And he came for my granddaughter's funeral and that. But, you know, they're not like super close, I guess I shouldn't say that. But they talk and, you know, more than they did before.
Okay.
So, but I don't know. I just feel like it would have been nice for her to have a father. I don't know.
Yeah.
You
No, I
know.
was just curious if they were like,
Plus, you know, you're a single parent, so you don't have as much money because you're a single parent. And that would have been nice for her. I had to work a couple jobs so she could do competitive cheer.
right.
You know what I mean? So that would have been nice for her.
Mm-hmm.
You're
So.
gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Would you get remarried now
I mean,
if you had the right guy?
maybe a passion is finding a sugar daddy. I don't know.
No, I just
I
didn't
mean,
know
or
if you
else a
had.
boy toy. I don't know.
I just didn't know if you
Wow.
had
I don't
any
know. I don't
interest at
know.
this. Like, if
I mean,
you
I'm
ever-
not opposed to it, but like I've lived alone for, you know, I was just in a play and one of my lines was, I'm old and set in my ways.
Okay.
And that might be true, but
No.
I don't know. I mean, I'd like to have somebody I want to retire soon and I
Right.
would like to have somebody I'd love to travel.
Yeah.
Right.
And I'd like to go somewhere and travel with somebody. So no, I'm not opposed to it, but I'm not actively searching.
No.
No.
But she did go on a date.
Yeah, I did just recently go on a date, but
Yeah.
we are not talking about that.
Why?
Because what if he listens to this podcast?
Why not? Was it not but good?
Look, he's
They're
making
just
me talk about it.
friends. They're
yeah,
just
we're just friends.
So that's how you found him?
No, he went to college. He went to my college. He's
Okay.
a really nice guy.
Yeah.
We're just two different. I'm
Different.
not political at all. I don't listen to any political anything. If I want to know
Do you
something,
vote?
yes. If
Jenny?
Yeah.
if you don't vote, you can't complain.
Jenny?
If you don't vote, you
Well,
can't
I'm
complain.
voting this year.
Okay.
Okay.
Go
So
ahead.
anyway, so I don't know what I was saying now.
You're talking about your date.
Oh yeah.
Was it
So
fun?
he's very political. Yeah, it was fun. He's very political. And so I don't even listen to the news. If I want to know something, I call my dad. Dad, what's this about?
Okay.
You know, so I don't,
Can you tell us which way political he was?
he's very like,
Right wing.
no, he's very like, he's not
Conservative?
conservative.
He's
He's
not?
conservative. He's not Democrat. He's Republican.
Right.
But he's very like everything in the news. It's everything. And so I just,
And you didn't care about anything in the news?
no, I could give a rip. Yeah. Yeah. And I don't like sports either. So, yeah.
So what do you like?
I mean,
What do you watch on TV other than How to Murder People?
I don't watch I don't watch TV. I only
None.
watch like Netflix or, you know,
Okay.
Hulu or, you know, Apple TV or any of that Prime Video. I only watch that kind of stuff.
Okay.
Never watch TV.
Well, I mean, that's TV.
Right.
I mean, there's like
Yeah.
a TV in front of
But,
you.
yeah.
You just don't watch regular channels.
Yeah.
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 Or
But
lately though, I've been listening to podcasts from a STEM teacher, Naomi Meredith.
Mm.
Yeah.
Sounds
She's
fun.
phenomenal. Yeah. So Jenny, don't be sarcastic. You don't really
Well,
think it's fun.
I said
So
that
I'm
sounds
gonna be-
interesting.
I'm going to be teaching science, technology, engineering, and math next year.
that's
so
what STEM
Yeah.
stands for.
Yeah.
So
never
that's
knew
what I'm going
that.
to be doing next year. And I've been a second grade teacher for 17 years.
You're going to be teaching second graders that?
16 years.
Engineering?
No, I'm going to be teaching K through 5. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, so I'll be doing that next year. So it'll be a blast. I can't wait. So lately, that's what I've been doing is listening to podcasts.
Okay. What does STEM stand for again?
Science, technology, engineering, and math. And it's all together. It's not like you're teaching science, you're teaching technology. It's teaching it all together. So they'll be doing like engineering projects where I'll bring in all that kind of stuff.
You
Like
said- like little kid engineering projects,
Yeah,
right?
well,
Like-
like building a roller coaster, like that has to have so many angles and has to have a loop and has to have just so they learn like the engineering process. Or like I'll do stuff with the computer, and then I'll have to teach them stuff on the computer. It'll be a blast. I can't wait.
Oh, no. I'm just
And I
thinking
love
as a
science.
fifth grade. If I walked into my fifth grade class and the lady's like, build a roller coaster with so many angles on it, I'd be
Yeah.
like, I'd
You
go
wouldn't
out in my
even done
barn.
it. You wouldn't have
Huh?
done it. You would have
Yeah.
walked out.
Or like if they're learning about like the planets.
So
I
is
might
this
have them
like
make-
for super smart people? Like, is
No,
this special
no.
people?
No, but I am I'm high ability certified. So I've taught high ability for years.
Right.
But no,
But like any
Yeah.
dum-dum can get into STEM.
they all will come to me. It's like a specials. Like they go to art, they go to music.
You
So
go,
they'll come-
you go
Oh.
to STEM.
yeah, you go to
Is
STEM.
this new?
Yeah. Brand new.
Okay.
Not
Why?
new. STEM's not new, but it's new to my school
Why?
district.
Why is it? Why did they add it? Like they don't
looks
think kids
good, I
need
don't
gym
know.
anymore, so now they give them STEM.
I don't
I'm
know.
just curious. Like,
because
is this?
kids need to know. They have testing on science, so
Okay.
they need to know stuff.
Yeah, I didn't mean it sarcastically. I was just like, I
Yeah.
wonder why they added.
No, I mean they just need to.
because we're too far behind.
Yeah.
Because the Chinese are going to take us
That's
over.
probably
Yeah.
it.
Have you been watching that on Netflix?
No, I don't watch that.
Well, Netflix.
I don't watch that kind of stuff. Though.
Documentaries.
That's political.
Huh?
That's political. I don't watch anything political
And this is why.
because I
Just-
don't like it.
Huh?
I don't want to know.
Depressing.
Yeah, I don't want to know.
Is it better just to stay?
To say stupid. Yeah,
See-
Yes.
No.
Yes.
it is.
No, here's what's.
That's what he wanted to say.
Yeah.
Nope, that's not what I wanted to say. Here's what I think's interesting is so for somebody who is an educator who would say education is power.
There we go.
No, listen, like, don't you think like this? I think
Okay,
this is interesting.
education is power. Mhm.
No, like what you know,
Yeah.
what you know about history, what you know, like it
Yeah.
gives you a sense of.
It does.
But I do think it's interesting because this is not just teachers. This is for a lot of people, like in their field of what they want to be
Mhm.
educated on. But the things that cause emotional upheaval,
Yeah.
they would rather stay ignorant about.
Mhm.
And I'm not
Yeah.
saying ignorant, like
Yeah, he's calling me ignorant.
no,
Yeah.
I'm saying, am I saying it right?
Blind to
It's
it.
okay. No, you are.
Like you just
No,
don't
I
want
know
the
what you're
emotion that
saying.
goes with it because it is somewhat stressful. Because I don't either. But last night we got home like I'm going to watch the news,
Mhm.
right? And so in the agricultural market right now, it's like the hog market's the worst it's been in like 40 years.
Wow.
Right? So the largest number of pig farmers are going out of business than ever in history, right? In America. Well, Biden just sent money, like 1.5 billion, so many $1 billion to Ukraine and Russian farmers to bail them out.
What?
And American farmers are going bad. So those
Oh.
kinds of things cause like,
Yes.
you know, that.
Yes.
So I'm thinking that, why did I even turn on the news? Now I'm even more
See,
mad
that's
than
what
I
I'm
was
saying.
beforehand.
That's what I'm saying. Why? But I
Yeah.
will say something good about Biden
Okay.
because I didn't vote for Biden.
Okay.
But
Are you going to vote for him again?
I didn't vote for him the first
Oh,
time.
sorry.
So there's no again there. Let me tell you what he did for me though.
Okay.
I had $61,000, $700 in student debt. He wiped it clean. I got a thing in the mail that said, "Thank you for your public service. Congratulations. The below loans have been paid. Loan 1, $31,000 paid in full.
Yeah, but you know why?
Loan 2,
He's
I don't-
buying you.
he's not buying me.
Yes, he's buying all of the people. Yes, he's,
Okay. So
I
now
know it.
Let's do this. This is just going to be fun.
Okay.
So when somebody says like Biden paid off my loans.
Yeah. He
no.
did not pay it off. But
I
he,
did.
But he did the law. Okay.
Yeah, we
thank
did.
you.
My
Thank
tax
you.
money paid off
That's so
people's
true.
loans.
Thank
And I'm
you
not
very
saying it's
much.
wrong. Like I'm not
It was
saying any of
fabulous.
those things wrong, but Biden made a decision to raise my taxes.
Yeah.
So he could pay
for
my
your
student
loans.
loans.
Yeah.
I know. And that was something I think that my date said too. Not to me, but earlier in his message.
And again, I'm not even saying it's wrong, but I would rather people just say it for what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so if
But he
paying,
made a law. He made a law, and that law is how I got it paid.
And it makes
So-
it like think that he did it.
If it's
when
so long, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
it's
Go
all
ahead.
good.
no,
If it's after so many years, if your loans, because mine were like 20 years old,
Mhm.
because I went back to school when I was 38 to be a teacher.
sure.
So mine were like 20 years old. And so if after 20 years, they paid them all off, everyone else got a portion paid off.
Sure.
If you were a teacher.
Yeah.
And truthfully, like think about it. We're public servants. We hardly get paid anything.
Yeah.
Listen,
You know?
I'm not against the theory.
Yeah.
I would rather people just Biden passed a law to raise taxes because money has to pay for money, right? So
Yeah.
he passed a law to raise taxes to help teachers.
Yeah.
So just say it instead of Biden. This is what I think, not you.
Right.
Yeah.
But in the
Everybody.
media, it gets for like Biden did this great thing
Yeah.
for teachers.
But that's what he wants.
What?
He wants
and I'm saying for
people-
any political
No,
person.
right. They want you
Not
to
just
say
Biden.
that though. Like they do this good deed and then they want people to be like, oh my gosh, he did this really good thing. So
Well,
I need to vote for him.
I don't feel that way.
I
don't feel
do,
like I
'cause he
need to
wants to-
vote for, but I don't feel like I need to vote for him. I feel like I will listen to all parties and then I'll decide. I don't believe a lot of stuff that he believes in.
Well, here would be a question. Do you think most people vote because how it helps them financially?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure some people do.
But yeah,
I'm sure
I just
some
always
people
think
do.
that's the thing. This is way
Yeah.
off the subject. We're
Yeah.
going to talk about you.
Okay. What else do you want to
We
know?
always do this.
Yeah, but you're open for dating. Just so for everybody that's
Jenny
out
and I
there,
are going on a
we
double
want-
date.
Yeah.
we just want to make sure all you guys that are watching,
Yeah.
Yeah, we're
Right
going on
there.
a double date.
right there,
That's what- yeah.
right there, it's
That's
just
funny.
ready to go. Yeah.
Speaking of which, I think that you guys need to have like an older singles thing at the church.
Okay.
Like, like a program that is
Okay.
for singles who are like 40 or over.
Yeah,
Because
like
you
a
know-
mingle.
Yeah, like a mingle.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that'd be fun.
Yeah, well, you want to lead it?
There you go.
I don't know. I have to think about that.
Okay. We'll talk to our
continued.
program coordinator.
Don't you think that would
Nick
be good?
Wilson.
It's an inside joke. Okay.
I'm like, what?
Oh,
Nick
no,
does
I don't.
everything.
I love
Again,
his laugh on the podcast.
I
though.
No, I know.
everybody
It's the best
does.
part when
It
Nick
is.
is involved and he hears what we're
Yeah.
saying, and then just randomly it's
Makes
like
you feel good.
Yeah, it's
It really
fun.
does make you feel good. Like when
Yes.
my brother laughs, it makes me feel so good.
what?
Because he's just something. My
Your brother never laughs?
I mean, he does, but
He
just
laughs.
when he laughs at me, it makes me feel good.
Oh,
Okay. Yeah.
That's off subject. Whatever.
But-
Wow, we're not getting.
So
deep
if
here.
anybody wants a get ready to mingle, you single,
oh, that's great.
single older
Single and
ladies want to
mingle?
get ready
Yeah.
to mingle, yeah,
Yes.
send your text message in 260-408-8383 and Jenny will put up the get ready to mingle, all you singles. We'll
I
put
love
together
it.
the Life
that's
Church.
funny.
Yes.
The mingler.
Yeah. Because it is a reality though. Like
Yeah,
how
it
do you
is.
meet somebody?
You don't really. But I mean, even if you didn't like get in a relationship with them, it'd be just fun. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? To hang out with people like that
Mhm.
who have the same age, whatever. Although I
Yeah.
don't feel like I'm 60. So I mean, her mom.
What do you
said to me-
feel like you are?
I don't know.
30,
I don't know. I mean, I probably feel like I'm
25?
no. I don't know. Maybe 39, maybe
Yeah.
45. I don't know.
I
I
feel the
don't
same
feel.
way.
And you feel like I
I
am?
feel like, well, yeah, but I feel like I'm like 19.
Do you?
Yeah.
And I remember one time your mom asked me, "Are you ever going to grow up?" And I was like, "No."
That's what Justine said to
Never.
me.
Really?
Yes.
See, we're
At
like
the airport, she was so mad.
What's that
Yeah.
mean? Why do you have to grow up? Like do what? Like
be mature.
It's just older sisters, I think.
I'm just not as mature as her.
not as mature as who?
My sister.
Oh.
Sorry, Chris.
Okay,
That's
so
not a bad thing.
so
No.
anything
We're just
else?
different
Do
personalities.
you like to read?
I actually just read a murder mystery.
Oh
You
my
did?
gosh.
Surprise, surprise.
Nancy Drew.
The Something Patient.
Nancy Drew.
No, it
Nancy
was the
Drew.
Something Patient. My daughter bought it for me.
Oh.
I
Okay.
can't remember what it was. Sorry.
Okay.
The
Does your daughter live around here?
yeah, she lives in Huntington.
She lives
Okay.
right
Yeah.
across
Like-
the street. Like
so,
a hop
yeah.
and a skip,
Oh,
A hop and
really?
a skip
pretty much around the
Mhm.
Okay.
over
Around the corner.
tracks.
Okay.
through the bend to Grandma's
Yes.
house we go. Yeah.
Okay. So anything else interesting about you before we kind of go back and tell us your
The good stuff.
I can't really think of anything right now.
okay. So can you kind of take us back? So people that would know you today,
Mhm.
right? So they would look at your life and they, like strong in your faith, right? I mean, I would
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know you that well, but I'm
Okay.
assuming listening to you talk, strong in
Yeah.
your faith, strong in your career,
Yep.
strong in who you are. So how did you get there? So tell us about like, how did you grow up? Was
Okay.
faith an important part of your life? Like, how did you get to the place you got to today?
Okay.
So tell us a little bit about your life.
Okay.
Younger Candy.
Everyone in my mom's family are either preachers or teachers.
Huh?
So yeah, they're either preachers or they're teachers.
Really?
Yeah. So my grandpa was a preacher, and
And
my
you guys
uncles,
all
I
grew
had
up
2
here?
uncles.
So you're from
Well,
Huntington?
we started out here. I was born in Fort Wayne,
Okay.
but then we moved to New York and we moved to Colorado, and then we moved back here.
Why?
Yeah. Well, my
Road,
dad worked for the railroad.
Oh.
And when we moved to New York, he worked for, I forget what railroad it was. And then when we moved to Colorado, he worked for the Department of Transportation. And he actually was in charge of wrecking trains. So 2 trains would come together and wreck them and see what would happen.
Really?
Yeah, we would go watch it. It was cool.
Oh,
Really?
wow.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
I didn't know
That's
that.
what the Department of
What part of New
Transportation
York
does.
were you in?
Pueblo.
So that's more of a, how far out of the city?
Buffalo?
No, Pueblo.
I thought it was Buffalo.
Buffalo's New York.
Yeah, New York. You said
Yeah,
New York,
Colorado.
right?
Didn't you
I
say
said
Colorado?
which part of New York?
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you said Colorado.
No.
Because that's where we did the
Yeah.
That's
So which
why I was
part of
thinking
New
that.
York were you from?
Buffalo.
Oh,
330
wow.
Patrice Terrace, Buffalo, New York. Isn't that weird? I remember
Jeez,
that.
Yes,
freezing
very.
cold.
Yeah. Yeah, it was cold, and the snow would come up and the wind, and it
Yeah.
would blow up on our house, and it'd be really tall. I remember one time I opened the front door, and it was like the snow was all the way up.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did you ever
Just
go
from
to a
the-
Buffalo Bills game?
No.
Oh.
I told you I don't like sports.
Oh. Well, your parents might have liked
My
sports.
mom didn't really like sports except for the Denver Broncos.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So did you guys, in your moving around, was faith an important part of your
Well,
life? Were you guys
yeah.
always in church? Was it important in your family?
When I grew up, we were in church almost every Wednesday and every Sunday. It was my mom. My mom took us to church.
Okay.
My dad went sometimes, but he was working all the time because he owned a restaurant and he was busy, or he was on the railroad or whatever. But
He owned a restaurant and he was a railroader?
well, no, he was a railroader. Then he owned a restaurant.
Oh.
So
In his town.
yeah, in
In
town.
this town?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yep, Station House Restaurant. It used to be where Walgreens is.
Station House.
Station House was what it was called.
Wow.
HAUS. Yep, like
Okay.
restaurant,
Hmm.
attire and stuff.
Yeah.
Anyways, and so we went to Sunday school, we went to church camp, we did
Mhm.
all that kind of stuff. As a matter of fact, when I was in 4th grade, my sister made me go up front because she told me it was time for me to become a Christian.
What? In 4th grade?
In 4th grade, yeah.
Wow.
She said,
Okay.
you haven't been one long, you need to get one. You're old enough. That's what she said. You're old enough, you need to go up front. So she pushed me up there.
Oh.
So, but it really wasn't real for me till probably 7th grade. I think I did it for myself at a church camp. And then I got baptized when I was 18 in Sugar Creek.
Sugar Creek,
Sugar
Creek.
Indiana.
That's a creek. It's in Indiana.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyways,
How?
wanted-
how did that happen?
I wanted to get baptized.
So
When
you're
Chris
go-
got baptized, I didn't because I wanted to get baptized in like the water.
But you were doing church here in Huntington.
Yes, I was 18. So yeah,
Yeah.
I was here in Indiana. We were back
Okay.
because we went to New York when I was in 4th grade. Then we went to Colorado and we were out there until I was we went there when we were 4th grade, and then we went to Colorado and I was there till 8th grade, and then we came back.
Okay. So were you a good kid in high school?
Yeah, I was a good kid.
Wow.
Mhm.
Followed all the rules.
Yeah, I mean, I really did. I didn't really cause any problems or whatever.
Was your sister crazy?
No,
Oh, no.
no.
No, she was a
She was
straight
way better
liner?
than me.
Yeah, way.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
straight line.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she never made any.
I was more of a rebel than
Yeah.
her. I still
Okay.
am more of a rebel than her.
Okay.
But yeah.
So you
And-
get baptized in Sugar Creek.
Yeah, I got baptized in Sugar Creek, and I went to Huntington University right out of school. And so I think that when I was in Huntington University is more when I got more of a relationship with Christ.
Okay.
I think growing up, we went to church and we knew about God and we learned about God and we became Christians, and that was an important part of our life. But I don't feel for myself that I had a relationship until I was in college.
Okay. So then what'd you go to school for? Not to be a
Um,
teacher then.
No, I went to school for business.
Okay.
Probably my MRS. That's probably what I really went for. But then I left. I had a friend who died, and I went to Huntington, then I went to Taylor the next year. And while I was at Taylor, I had a friend who passed away in a car accident, and I was devastated. And I ended up coming home in January because I couldn't deal with it.
Really?
Because nobody there knew her. And so it was really hard for me because I went back to school. It was on a January term, and I went back to school and I couldn't deal with it. And so I came home, and I had a really bad
Nobody
seizure
knew
too.
her?
I have epilepsy, and I had a really bad, no, nobody knew her there at Taylor. And so I had a really bad seizure and bit through my tongue and had to have surgery. So, yeah, so that's another reason why I came home, and then I just never went back. And then when I was 38, I went back for teaching.
So what happened between, so this is like you're 20 years old. So what did you decide to do? So you were at home?
Oh,
or-
no. I got a job at Triple Crown in Fort Wayne, and I worked there for years. No, North American Van Lines, and then I went from there to Triple Crown, and I
Yeah.
worked there for years.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so in that process, so I'm still trying to figure that out. How'd you end up in Florida? At what time did you end up in Florida? Like,
Okay. I worked at North American Van Lines.
mhm.
Now, let me get
Which
this
is
right.
trucking.
Yes. And then I moved down to Indianapolis and worked at Mayflower Transit, which is trucking. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I moved to,
And at all this time, you're single.
yes,
You're just out
I'm
there.
always single, remember?
No, that's not what I meant. I meant like you didn't even have a
Oh,
boyfriend.
no, I had a boyfriend.
Okay.
I had a boyfriend.
And he
I
was
had-
traveling around with you.
No, I had a boyfriend when I was at North American Van Lines. I can't remember the order now of where I worked because I don't
So many
remember, but it
different
was like,
ones.
yeah, no, not so many different. I was always at least 10 years at a place, but I don't really remember. But I went to Florida. I think I went back to Petroleum Traders. That's what I did in Fort Wayne, and sold like diesel and gasoline and that kind of stuff. And then I moved to Florida
Right.
because I didn't like it there. And then when I moved back, I went to Triple Crown. I think is how that worked.
Yeah. So I'm just trying to figure out. So where did faith fit into all of that? So you went to church, you got baptized,
Yeah.
and then you start this journey. You lost a friend.
Yeah.
So what were you in
Well,
church
I always
heavily?
went to church.
Was it?
Yeah, I
okay.
always went to church. Although I will remember when I was in high school, I think it was my senior year in high school, because Chris is 2 years older than me. Her and Jeff, whenever they were living in Florida, they went to a church, and I went down there, and they were all raising their hands, and I was like, I came home, I go, Mom, Chris is
Your
in a cult.
mom lived in Florida too?
Yeah.
Mhm, my mom and my dad.
And I
yeah.
was like, Mom,
Pensacola.
Chris is in a cult. Like, I truly thought she was in a cult.
because
Like,
they were raising their hands.
yes, and
'Cause
we
you
were not
weren't
raised
used
like
to it.
that. We
Baptist,
went to no,
right? I thought it was
no.
Baptist.
We went. I don't know where she went, but we went to College Park Church growing up.
No, but I
Okay.
mean, Grandpa, like your grandpa. I
No.
thought he was Baptist.
No, United Brethren.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's
All
not the same
same.
thing.
Yeah. No, it's
I
not.
feel like it is.
So anyway, so that was weird for me. But
Yeah.
now, of course, I don't have any problems with that. But when I went down to Florida, I had a really good church there, a Calvary Temple church there. And it was a really
Well,
good
that's a
Calvary
ra-
Chapel.
That's
Yeah.
a raise your hands church.
Yeah, it was.
Right. So
Yeah.
you got okay with
I got
raising
okay
your
with
hands?
that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I did. And I'm okay with that now. And that's why I say I think it's different with your relationship, and you get different that way.
Right.
Yeah, and you start to learn that it's just praising God. I remember my daughter saying, I went to another church here in Huntington. I remember my daughter saying, Mom, that's embarrassing. Why are you raising your hands? I go, I'm not doing it for you.
Mm,
You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Right.
And she was in high school. So,
right. So in that journey, I mean, has there been times where you've been like it's been really good? Has your faith just been consistently growing? Is there like moments where your faith grew more than others, or moments where you kind of took steps backwards?
well, I went to a church here in Huntington for a long period of time. And I was really involved in that church. And a lot of things started happening there that I didn't think were right. And it was very, I don't want to say bad things. It was very,
Why not? I mean, I'm not saying it from the standpoint of a I'm just like,
Right.
if you had a bad business
They talk
experience,
bad
would you
about-
put a review out?
yeah.
Okay, so
Oh,
what's the
that's
difference
so
in
weird
churches?
to think about
Yeah.
that.
it
Like,
is.
what's the difference? Like, I have
Like,
no
if I went
idea
to
why people are
Wendy's
so
and had a
afraid to
hair,
say.
yeah,
I just
that's
don't want to talk
weird.
bad about people, but I felt first of all, okay, when my granddaughter Lainey died, um,
2016.
it was 7 years. Yeah.
yeah, because I was in
So
Kentucky.
the pastor's wife, got back to me that she was, I was very strong during that time and did not cry. I mean, I cried by myself and
Yeah.
I cried a little bit, but I didn't cry because I needed to be strong for my daughter.
Yeah.
And she was talking about me, saying how it wasn't normal for me to act that way. And, I must not love her enough and, that kind of stuff. And that was like the last straw for me. Before that, it was a lot of, I felt like it was a lot of shaming and a lot of, you're not doing what we're supposed to be doing. So we are going to
Mhm.
ostracize you and we're going to shut you off and shun you until you get better and learn to come back to God. And I just felt like it was a very much of a power thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
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 A
So
lot
and
of-
I don't know if you want to talk about this or not, but how much did losing your daughter, losing her daughter,
Yeah.
right? Is that what I heard you say?
Yeah.
How much did that affect her faith?
Um,
And you don't have to talk about
no,
it.
I don't want to
just
talk
didn't-
about her.
Huh?
I let her tell you that story.
Okay. Yeah.
But
'cause-
I mean, I could talk about Lainey, but I don't know. You'd have to talk to her. But I had a hard time with it more, I think, more for not losing my granddaughter, but for my daughter losing her daughter. That's a horrible thing to go through, to watch your child hurt, and you
Oh,
can't help them.
Right.
Yeah.
So to me, that was the most horrible thing for me.
Mm-hmm.
Um, of the whole thing.
Yeah. And so what made you, so again, church didn't go, you were highly involved?
Yes, I was very involved. I did all the fundraising and that kind of stuff. The first thing that started bothering me was I did all this fundraising and I found that they weren't giving the fund money to who I said I told them they were doing. So I told all these people it was going to this and it wasn't. So that was my first red flag. And then, they talked bad about my daughter. They talked bad about me, and that was all getting back to me.
Mm-hmm.
And, it was all about me being a parent and, because she might not have been doing stuff she should have been doing. So that was my fault. And it was a lot of shame, a lot of, that's how they rolled. And I rolled.
Roll.
Okay. Well, whatever. That's
changing.
what they did.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways. And so I felt like, it was someplace I shouldn't be, but I'm so loyal that I just kept going. And I did get a lot out of worship. I really did. And, so I just felt like I should keep going there, but there were a lot of things said, like the pastor would say, when he didn't like things on Facebook, he would say, delete in the name of Jesus Christ. And all I would think to myself is, Jesus Christ wouldn't delete you. You know what I'm saying? Jesus Christ would come to you. He wouldn't delete you. That's not God, and when my daughter died, or when my granddaughter died, they said my daughter, must not be living right. And that's why her daughter died. And, God doesn't cause that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? So
that didn't really happen.
Yes.
No. Yeah, that really did happen.
Oh, you just, yeah.
That's just like a little bit of what happened. Yeah. So anyways.
Okay, wait, that's just a little bit.
Yeah.
Some preacher saying you're not living right.
It wasn't
so
the
your
preacher.
Gonna die.
It wasn't the preacher, but
Somebody
someone
saying.
yeah. So anyway, I mean, if I saw these people, I would talk to them. I don't have any hard feelings for them or anything. But what happened was I didn't go to church for many, many years.
Okay.
After that.
I did bedside brethren.
I should think about that for a second. Yeah. I've never heard it that way.
So I didn't go for many, many years because I was it devastated me.
Yeah.
And it was very hard for me. And I went back a couple times, but I couldn't be under that kind of leadership. And all I kept thinking was God is love and this is not love. And what you're showing and what you're doing to my daughter and how you're talking about me and how you're not, there were lies that were told, little things like, okay, we're going to pass out this thing about fasting. So here's the book. Here you go. Well, the book was copyrighted and they were making copies of it. And I'm like, my grandpa was a preacher and he would never do that because that is not right. You have to be above the law when you're a pastor. What is that? To whom much is given, much is, that?
Much is expected.
Expected, right. Mm-hmm. And so I felt like that was really actually my first thing. I was like, oh, that just doesn't set well with me. Mm-hmm. So a lot of things just did not set well with me.
So you're out of church for a while.
Yeah, so I was out of church for a long time. I actually came back to life. I went to a lot of different churches.
Okay.
But I've always felt like I need to be in church. Like some people don't, but I've always felt like that's something that I need to do. Mm-hmm. And so I've been coming back to life now for a few months. I don't know. But I came here off and on,
The preacher wasn't very good.
He wasn't good at all.
It wasn't anything that made you want to stay.
So, but yeah.
Yeah. So so how has that been better for you being back in community, back in church?
Oh yeah. It's much better for me. Yeah. I'm better. I actually have been thinking about joining a group, how you have little groups and stuff, but I've really had a hard time because, I was so involved in that church. Mm-hmm. I don't want to get involved in a church. And have disappointed.
Yeah, no.
Because I was so disappointed by everything that I don't want to be disappointed again.
That would be a good small group. Church hurt.
Church hurt,
yeah. Because a lot of people come to this church for church hurt.
It would be a good one. It's just hard. Yeah. I mean, it's just hard when you put your whole heart into it, And I'm not saying that these people are bad people. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying.
Why not?
Because I don't think they're bad.
No, wait.
People.
I mean, again, take this the right way. Like, I think there's a difference between it's not good to gossip, but God also says, if we're going to use a standard of scripture, speak truth. Mm-hmm. Right. So I don't think there's anything wrong with speaking truth because, and again, I'm not saying that we should personally, publicly, but at the same time, what is wrong with if somebody did something that was wrong? Like this would be the expectation. Yeah. If I did something that hurt somebody or did something wrong, what is wrong with saying it's not that they're a bad person? The truth is this is what happened.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is what caused the hurt. Mm-hmm. And this whole idea of nobody, I think it's just weird because it's almost like pastors are on these off limits.
Yeah.
I don't want to say anything bad about him. Well, why not? Like if
Well,
he's a false teacher, or
Right. Exactly.
if things are happening that aren't true,
right.
Yeah.
and things are going on, like it's absolutely wrong to fundraise money
and give it
for
to someone else.
something and give it to something else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Or
number one,
yourself.
illegal. Number two, unethical. Nobody would put up that. If that was a business
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
that was found out, it would be all over the news. But why is it that the church
I-
would be, oh, it's a church, I guess, like nobody really cares. I mean,
Yeah.
this is the movement of the church and the gospel message of Jesus Christ should be the thing we should protect the most.
Right.
Right. You're right.
The truth of what it is. And I'm not asking you to
Yeah.
elaborate. I'm just saying, I do think it's weird that people
There
are like,
was
well, I
t-
just don't want to say anything
Yeah.
bad, although they were bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was
Yeah.
a lot of things that happened. I always wanted to be on the worship team.
Mm-hmm.
And they told me, the worship leader at the time told me that I did not fit the mold. And so what that did to me was, because, I was overweight and all this, and that's what I thought it was. I was older. I thought that's what it was. And because I was in varsity singers growing up, I can sing. I might not be like the soloist, but I
Yeah.
can sing.
Yeah.
And so that made me like, it just broke my heart, and I didn't even want to sing. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and then one song came on, and it's that song, gosh, I can't think of it, but in it she sings, you want me to sing to you. You know what I'm talking about?
No.
Okay. Why can't I think of it? You love it when I sing to you. And that was a new song, and it came on, and it was like God was speaking to me.
Hmm.
It was like I had this like moment that it was like God was saying, I love for you to sing to me. It was like,
yeah.
and I was like, okay.
Because they broke your spirit.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
did. Like it makes me want to cry thinking about it. So anyway, so that was another thing that happened to me. So it was just like hurt upon hurt
Yeah.
upon hurt,
Mm-hmm.
and I just kept going back for it and kept,
Yeah.
whatever, because that's who I am. I'm loyal. So, but
So
yeah,
how hard has it been to transition back into church?
not really that hard.
No?
Really?
No. Mm-mm.
Because for me, it was hard. Like, I mean, we went through similar situations. Like, not,
I mean, it was hard for a long time,
yeah.
but now it's not hard.
Hmm.
Yeah, now it's not hard. Now I'm ready. It took me a long time to be ready to come back to church.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was hard for a long time, but now it's not hard. Is
Hmm.
what I guess I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't want to come to church. I didn't want anything to do with church. I didn't,
Mhm.
and then I think they're going to be held accountable for that too. Like all this, and that's kind of how I feel about the whole thing. It doesn't really matter what they did because they're going to be held accountable for it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
but we could protect others too by saying stuff.
well, yes, maybe, but everybody has to kind of learn for their own self. Like I was there for how long? Many, many, many years, maybe 10. And
You didn't believe people like when they left?
No, I didn't believe all of them. I believe some of it to be true, but I chose not to believe it. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
But there were a lot of things. I had a lot of like little things that made me go,
Those
I don't
things that
really
make you
know.
go,
Yeah.
Is that like a commercial or something?
Yes.
The things
Exactly.
that make you go,
Yes.
So, yeah.
Oh, what commercial was that?
Or is
Dang
it a song?
No, I think it's a commercial.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
We'll have to ask our
Anyways,
producer.
so yeah, so now I'm back in church and things are good.
Good.
Yeah.
And again, faith is growing, kind of
Yeah.
healing. Because
Yeah.
is that a process?
It
Like
is
the
a
healing?
process. You do have to
Yeah.
heal. You have to heal from all the hurt.
Oh,
And I was
yeah.
extremely hurt.
Yeah,
I mean,
no,
extremely
I'm
hurt.
saying-
And I still,
Well, 10 years, but you were there?
yeah,
Yeah.
probably 10 years.
Yeah.
And I go back sometimes when I see them, it takes me back to that
Mhm.
moment. And they're
Oh,
very nice
same.
to me. They're very nice to me.
Very fake to you.
No, they're very nice to me. But
That a girl, Jenny. Call it out for what it is.
That's right.
Good job,
but-
Jenny.
they are nice to me. They
I-
might be fake, but they're still nice.
Yeah.
So anyway, so yeah.
Okay.
So, it still is a healing process. It still is hard.
Yeah.
When you think about
Is it
things.
hard to trust?
No, I'm a pretty trusting person. I don't think it's hard to trust, but it must be somewhat because I don't want to get involved.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it must be there somewhere.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. The putting yourself back out there,
Yeah.
to be all in.
Yeah.
To be all in. That's
yeah,
it.
to be
Yeah.
all in and
Yeah.
get hurt again.
Yeah.
Okay, Jenny, questions.
Question
Oh, no.
time. All
Can
right.
you
Some
believe
of
for
them.
44 minutes already?
I can't believe
Wow.
that.
Okay. Some of them are not questions, but statements. So
Ooh.
this one is from Gina Van Meter, and she says, "So cool. Have not met her yet, but I know the interview will be awesome."
Hey, Gina. Shout out.
All right, Chris.
Oh, wait 1 second. I got to say something really
What?
quick. It's my aunt's 98th birthday. I have to tell her happy birthday.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
Happy birthday, Aunt Loli.
Happy birthday, Leighton. Even though you'll never see
That's
this.
her niece.
It's my niece.
Lily and Leighton.
Aunt Lola Lee.
Lola Lee.
Lola Lee.
98 years old.
98 today. And Leighton, her niece.
Yeah.
That's one name.
No, Aunt Lola Lee is one name.
No, I
Lola
know.
Lee. But we
Lola
call her,
Lee is
Yes.
one name.
it's Lola and then Lee. But
Is her
for
middle
years,
name?
yeah. But for years, I thought her name was Lola Lee.
I thought
But
it was
it's not.
too.
No,
So
we
her name
call
is
it-
Lola.
Her name is Lola.
Happy birthday, Lola.
But we call her Lola Lee.
That's weird.
I know it is, isn't it? I
I
never knew that
never
for
knew
years.
that.
I know, because we call her Lola Lee. We
She's
don't call her-
98.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Today.
man.
Whoa.
Yeah. And she is doing
A
great.
lot. She's up and
amazing.
kicking.
And
She's a firecracker.
Yeah.
She
She's a
is.
great Christian woman. Yeah.
Okay.
Anyways, go
All right.
ahead.
Chris, I think it is Shell. I don't really know, but I think I said it the same both times. He says, you hear it on the news a lot, kids nowadays wanting to be the opposite sex that they are and parents going along with it. As a teacher, does this concern you? Question mark.
Wow.
Yeah,
And I
yeah.
only have how many minutes to say this? Okay, I got to be fast. Yes, it completely concerns me.
Okay.
There's a new law out this summer that we aren't allowed to, it comes out in July, that we aren't allowed to call kids by any name but what their name is. So like if their name is Mackenzie and their nickname is Kinsey, I had one of those in my class this year.
Uh-huh.
I can't call her Kinsey. I can only call her Mackenzie because of
Her
that.
government name?
Yes, unless
Because
the parent
what?
comes back because of that whole thing. Because parents want to know what's going on with their kids.
Okay.
So I couldn't call them a different name. But the problem is, if the parent has to sign a paper and say, "You can call my kid Kinsey." Well, can you just see high school kids saying "Mom, Dad" with bad parents, or signing a paper with their parent's name, telling us to have to call them something that's bad because they think it would be funny?
Well, what if this happened? What if a parent came in and here's a girl, and they're gonna kid that's in 5th grade.
Yeah.
You're gonna be teaching 5th graders.
No, well, yes,
Well,
I will.
K through 5.
Mhm.
K
Yeah.
through 5, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this 5th grader comes in,
Uh-huh.
and it's a boy,
Uh-huh.
and the mom wants you to call him a girl's name.
I'll have to legally. Yeah. So I have problems with it because I feel like you're either a boy, you're either a girl. People would say, what does it matter? They're not hurting you. But that's my own personal belief. I had one student one time, years and years and years ago, who drew himself as a girl. Everything was pink, everything was purple, all that. I've only had one student in my life that I thought, it was different,
Mm-hmm.
it's hard. It's just, I don't know how to.
But you also said that Indiana isn't like all the other states are currently.
What do you mean?
Like they're not. They don't have everything. That, like you were saying that they don't have the stuff implemented in like the.
Oh, yeah, we don't
books
have all of that
and-
kind of stuff. No.
Yeah.
No, and there's also a law out there that you can get sued. It's coming out this summer for having certain books in your library.
Really?
Yeah.
Dr. Seuss.
So you could get a felony.
Yes, I think that is one of them.
Yeah. You could have a felony. You could get a felony.
A felony?
Yeah. If
So
you have a
who
certain book in your
would?
librarian.
The school,
The librarian.
the librarian, not the
Yes.
principal.
I don't know.
Or
But I know the librarian could get a felony. Yeah.
Well, here's a bigger question. So,
Okay.
I mean, does it ever like make you wonder, like, is it a good idea to be in the public school system who's allowing
No.
all these things to
That
happen?
doesn't bother me at all.
Hmm.
At all. No. Because they got to have somebody. Some of these kids come in and they don't have, food. So they're here for lunch and they get breakfast and they don't have parents who love on them.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Like I have a really good school district,
Mhm.
but some of the school districts, they don't have kids who love on them. And so, that's the only time they get that.
Yeah.
So no, I don't
Okay.
ever not want to be in it because of that.
Okay.
And it's way different. My mom quit. My mom was a teacher
Mhm.
and my mom quit because it was getting really bad.
Right.
really?
Back then,
Back
yeah.
then?
Back then, yeah. So
Really?
that was lots and lots of years ago.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow. All right. Jesse Haft. I'm a twin mom and just want her to know that she's awesome.
Aw.
All right. Not really a question, and I don't know who this is from, but it's a random number that I will find out who it is. But not really a question, but how in the world do you do it all? You have a fantastic niece. Oh, thank
Aw.
you, mystery person.
They're talking
and
about
this is
Justine.
not me. No, they're talking about me. And that is it.
Okay.
This is response to my question, another one, so it's not it.
Okay, let's just get this out there. I am the real aunt.
What? Oh, okay, I thought you were about to tell that story
No.
that
Which
you were going to
story?
tell earlier. The one that you
I'm
just
the
asked
real
her to
aunt.
tell.
Oh.
Yeah, well, that's an inside joke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm the favorite aunt.
Okay. Would you have
Sorry,
any
all other aunts.
words
She's-
of wisdom for our podcast listeners?
I
Out of
don't-
all of your years, if you could sum it all up and say, if you're a young woman out there, here's something for you, something to hold on to.
I think make your kids do chores. Make your kids responsible while they're kids so that when they grow up, they will
Yeah.
be responsible people. I think that's really important. I think read to your kids, spend time with your kids, make sure that they feel loved,
Mhm.
make sure that you put down your phone, which I'm bad at. This is like an hour for me without a phone.
That's been hard
But,
for
yeah,
you?
no, I'm
You're
just
getting the
joking.
jitters?
No,
Yeah, she is.
no, I'm not really. But yeah, I would say just be attentive to your children.
Okay.
You know, and another thing I would say on the flip side is parents out there who are single parents, don't talk bad about your spouse that you divorced. No, I mean, it's a big deal.
Wait, what?
No,
They don't
the-
have a spouse.
The kid's father.
Oh,
Like, don't talk bad about them because that is part of
I
them.
thought you were trying to make a joke.
That is their father. I'm like really big on that. That is their father. Regardless of how you feel about them, regardless
Mhm.
of what you think, that is part of them. And you need to love that person because they are that person's.
Right, because they love them.
Yeah.
Do you need to
Yeah.
love that person?
I love her dad. I love Kayla's dad. I'm not in love with him. I don't want anything to do with him, but I love him, you know, and I love him because he's her father. And if I love her, I have to love him.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I feel like there's too much out there where they're like trying to turn their kids against their father.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Or vice versa.
Yeah, or trying to turn them against their mother. And all you're doing is hurting the kid.
Yeah.
You know, so that would probably be my biggest advice to anybody who is not married.
Yeah, going through that.
Yeah, going through that. Mm-hmm.
Okay. You want to give out your cell phone number for any of the guys watching?
Yeah, there you
You
go.
can reach Jenny. What's the podcast number?
Yeah, all right. About
Yeah,
to
get
say
hold of
it.
Jenny, and then the double date is going to
Yes.
happen.
Yeah.
All right, Jenny, finish up with the number.
Yes. So the number is 260-408-8383. And you want to text podcast to that number if you have not yet, or if you are not in our texting group, because each week I send you a text and let you know who's going to be on it, give you a brief bio, and then we want you to come up with questions from that. And then throughout the week, if you want to send us a text, a comment, complaint, whatever.
Complaint.
Complaint.
Don't
Do we-
complain,
do we
people.
get those?
I'm just saying, you know.
Do we get
no, we
complaints?
never have.
Don't tell me if you get one about me.
Oh, okay, I won't. But yeah, just text us.
Yeah.
And make sure to text your name, your full name, so that we can save you in our phone. That's important.
Also, you get a free cup and you get some.
Oh, yes. Good marketing.
If you
thanks,
come on
Candy.
the podcast.
Yeah, you get a
Yes.
free
Yeah.
cup.
Are
And
we looking for more podcast people?
We always are.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Free cup, free tumbler,
And free punch card.
and free punch card, 2 to
Right.
cafe, and then
Right.
6 to champs.
Yeah, great gifts.
Yeah.
they are great.
Well, thank you. I mean, it's
Yeah.
been great to get to know you, great to hear your story. Obviously, God's using you, you know, in amazing ways in the school system and what you're doing. So we'll continue to pray that,
Thank you.
you know, that goes on, and yeah,
Okay.
good to
thank
see how he works in the future.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, so everybody, thanks for joining us. So whether you're watching, listening, whatever you're doing, when Jenny puts this out on Thursday, like, share, comment. That way, a lot of people can, other people can see it and get
Yep.
to know. If you see Candy on a Sunday morning, make sure that you come up and say hi. She will be able to sit with you and tell you some stories.
Yes,
We have-
Second
She's a-
service.
You want to
She is
know
a-
about Jenny?
she is a
Come see
great
me.
storyteller. And if you want to know
Yes.
stories, if you want to get to know Jenny on a deeper level,
No.
yeah.
We
get to
didn't
know-
have time to tell that one
Uh-huh.
story.
No, I know, but that's if you want to hear the behind the scenes
yes,
stories.
Yes.
Me with Candy, she'll tell you
Yes.
the stories. She's a great storyteller.
She
Oh, thank
is.
you.
I
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. So again, thanks for joining us. We'll see you guys next week.
Bye.
Okay, bye.